Hey, Survivor fans, this is Chad once again with your Survivor Season 23, Episode 15 slash finale reunion show review. I'll get it first off with the episode itself, the last episode. It starts off with the Redemption Island duel. As we all found out last season, Brandon was voted off because he foolishly gave his immunity necklace to Albert, and he got voted off. So he's dueling against Ozzy in a pole stay on, hold endure till you fall off challenge, which that suits right up Ozzy's boat. And of course, after a lapsed time of 40 minutes, Ozzy wins, and Brandon hung in there, but still, he's gone. And for kind of happy to see him go, but I just didn't like the way he played. But so we go back to the Tatuna tribe, and now the final five with Ozzy back in the mix. They're all scrambling. Coach is wheeling and dealing and manipulating, even though at the beginning of the season he's going to play with honor, integrity, and compassion, which is all bullshit because he's been lying all season, and he wasn't compassionate about making fun of people while they're sick and throwing up. And so Coach pretty much, you can argue that he played a great game, but he totally lied to everybody and said he wasn't going to do what he was going to do. So, but that's that. And they go into the first immunity challenge, which is basically if you ever played Jenga. When I first saw this challenge, I automatically thought of Jenga. It was basically a Jenga tile build challenge, and everybody was they were building their piles and they were falling down. I was kind of jokingly blowing at the TV, hoping to blow in Coach's pile down a couple times, but but eventually Sophie. Oh, one thing I noticed about this challenge, I don't know why Sophie thought of this. I don't know if she still thought they were tribes or what, but she asked Albert to help pick up her pieces. I was confused. I was like, wait a minute, isn't this immunity challenges? But anyways, everybody's pieces kept falling down, and finally Ozzy's tower finally stood up after quite some time, and he got the immunity necklace. And they go to tribal, and everybody votes Rick off, and Rick's obviously pissed off at Coach because Coach stabbed him in the back as well. So that's another bitter jury vote against Coach. And then they go into the they go back to the tribe, the hideous. I'm going to rename it the most ridiculously tribe name camp. They go back to the most ridiculous name tribe camp, and then they wheeling dealing again, and they're trying to get their focuses on Ozzy because they realize that Ozzy's dangerous because he's been nice to everybody that went through Redemption Island. So and Ozzy's like, oh, I gotta win this one. It's a do or die. It's a 1,000,001 shot. So they go on to the next immunity challenge, which is kind of cool. They got ropes. They got this net mats. They got this kind of like a balloon walk substance, and you had to get puzzle pieces and at the end build them together. And it came down to Ozzy and Sophie, and Ozzy was doing great. He had a great lead, but for some reason, man, I don't know if it was he was tired, he was fatigued, or his he just couldn't concentrate. But Sophie pulled it off on that one, so now she's guaranteed the final three, so she's safe. So they go to tribal, and as I thought would happen, Ozzy was voted off, so now he's the final member of the jury. So now the final three goes to Coach, Sophie, and Albert. And another thing I've noticed, and this is something I pondered, Coach never played that hidden immunity idol, so I don't know if that's in Coach's possession or if the show let him keep it or if he's going to sell it on eBay. But, shit, I wouldn't mind having that in my collection. But anyways, that and then they go on to the reunion show, and I totally forgot the jury. Duh, stupid me. Don did great. Ozzy was kind of I agree with another video blogger. His jury speech was kind of so-so. He started off with, I got good news and I got bad news. Bad news is nobody wants to vote for any of you, which, you know, I kind of can see. Because in the the trial before that, Sophie, like, was bawling like a baby and, you know, and had a nervous breakdown. I forgot to mention that. So, you know, and it's like a very bitter jury, and they pretty much eat Coach alive. They destroyed him in that one. So, you know, they pretty much all, like, especially Rick and Ozzy, like, called him out on him, like, not being true to his word at all, and I think Brandon did. But most of Brandon's wrath went on Albert. He kept asking Albert, do you knew if I was going home that day? Yes or no? And Albert kept going, I don't know. He said yes or no. And I think that was the one moment I actually kind of liked Brandon. Besides his exit speech after Redemption was kind of nice. But, you know, other than that, Brandon. But, you know, so, you know, and pretty much eat Coach alive. So I'm going into the reunion show thinking it's either going to be Sophie or Albert. And I was right. So they go in. Sophie wins. Not much of a finale show. There was a few points. Good, one bad. Obviously, I'm happy with Sophie winning. She slayed the Dragon Slayer. But there was one good point. Another thing, Ozzy won fan favorite. I'm happy for Ozzy, but he was not the one I voted for. I voted for Don and Michaela. There was one point where they interviewed a girl in the audience, and she asked the question, how could Ozzy breathe underwater or do some of the athletic things he's like, well, it's all these things I've learned from things like skateboarding. When you fall, you get back up. And, you know, I thought that was a really cool, sweet moment for Ozzy, you know, giving out, like, a high moral like that. And, you know, and that's the kind of things that Survivor more needs to do, like, kind of like, show stuff that to little kids, because, you know, like, people like Boston Rob win by deception and all that. Like, when people win Survivor by deception, it doesn't really set a good moral high ground for kids, but something like that does. And, you know, I'm not saying Survivor should be all holy moly, but, you know, it's nice to throw in something like that. You know, keep Survivor king-based to the kids a little bit. You know, you will grow a bigger audience that way. So, and obviously keep Survivor going for how many more seasons you can. And speaking of which, they signed up for 25 through 26, which I'm happy about. I get some more times to audition out. So, with that, the bad part was Brandon Hance and Russell Hance. Jesus. And I'm not going to go into the whole bickering thing because, you know, Brandon complained about how he didn't have his family there and whatnot. I'm like, I kind of rolled my eyes because whatever, but Jeff teased, let's, in a couple seasons, do a Brandon versus Russell, and everybody, including former survivors, are saying hell no to that. So hopefully CBS tunes into that. But overall, a great season, and I want to say a special thank you to some of the Survivor Twitters from this year, this season, especially Don, Michaela, Simhar. I hope you guys keep in touch. It was nice and enjoying talking to you guys, and you know, so keep in touch. Another thing I forgot to mention last video blog, and it totally blew my mind, and I totally just remembered it just now. I want to say congratulations to Jeff Probst for getting married. Good job, brother. Other than that, a very good season. One more thing, they did hint of a next season called One World, and I think the other video blogger I follow says, I'll see you in May, and they're actually going to do it in February from what I heard. The idea is no Redemption Island in both tribes, and they're all from around the world this time, not from USA. That's from what I hear, just research it or whatever, but this is just based on what I've heard. They got people coming in from all around the world, and the two tribes, instead of living separately, will live together. So that will be interesting. They got no Redemption Island, no returning players, so having them living together would be very, very interesting. I think it would be more intense, and it might cause more tension, so who knows. But other than that, I've run out of things to say. So peace, love, and chicken grease, and I hope to see you next season. Peace out.